We are.
We're doing
Absolutely
so
doing great.
awesome. It's not even funny how great we are.
Yep. Agree.
Ma'am,
Hi,
Hi.
it's Mac
we
Made
arrived.
Madness.
Hello.
Hey, what's everybody doing?
No,
His comments. Shh.
sorry.
Shh.
What's
No,
happening?
not you. No, not you.
No, just me. It was me. It was me. I'm the problem.
Is it me?
Yeah.
It's me.
Am I
I'm
the
the problem.
Is it me?
I promise.
Yeah. Hey,
That's
look
the
at
only time you're
everybody.
going to catch me quoting Taylor Swift.
Look at this. Laura, Crystal, Katrina. Hey, Susie. Pinky right hand.
Hi,
Snoopy
friends.
29TZ. Kimberly, hi.
Ma'am, you can't have my chips.
Yes. Yes.
Patricia is dealing with a soon to be graduating child issue.
That's cool though. Prom
Yes.
is cool.
Hold on. Hold
I
on a
mean,
second.
growing.
I mean, prom's
yeah.
I
okay.
did. But Kitty Hope is digging her knife mittens into my leg right now.
Oh.
K-Hope, come on.
Hey, Hope.
We know
Do it
you're
together.
still on tour, but calm down.
Nice.
I did remember my pain meds. So we're doing great. And my secondary pain meds are en route.
Nice.
Lovely. Oh, I guess I could plug my microphone. Nah, I'm good. Everybody can hear me okay, right? Yes?
Somebody's
If at
saying we
this
can't
point
hear
in
Katie.
time,
She's working.
Oh, we
if at
can't
this
hear
point in
Katie.
time.
Can you
Okay,
hear the
but
rest
as
of
long
us?
as we can hear you,
Okay.
Yeah.
they
Oh, hi,
don't fuck with
Monica.
it.
You're new? Welcome. Hello.
Welcome, Monica.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
We can. We'll have to wait
Can
and
you
see if
hear
they
me
can.
now?
Hmm.
I'm
By the
waiting
way,
a
I know a
second.
lot of you guys saw this on Steph's TikTok the other day. I have the twinsy of
Great.
it. But
I
now
know.
we have a new version that Christina just completed. We have a new version.
Totally did.
That's what we said. We were going to do a little shop tour.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
said we were going to do a shop tour. I think
Yeah.
it's a great idea.
Oh, we are going to?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
but
when we
why
do new
not?
stuff, like it's exciting.
Why not?
I get super excited.
It's our first new
Plus, our
stuff in the
new
new shop. And also,
version-
we haven't shown off the new shop yet. So why not? We'll take 5 minutes and do a little tour.
Our new version is original enough to not be any kind of IP problem.
Listen, I've been in these streets for a while now with this stuff.
To be clear, this is not for sale. We have a different.
Yeah, that is not for sale because that
This was
is
a
in
birthday
fact an
gift.
IP infringement.
Yeah, that's our line of ethical boundary is that we will make copyrighted stuff for each other as gifts that we don't sell, but we won't sell it for profit.
Listen, how easy would life be if you could take anyone's face that you found handsome or beautiful or whatever, and put it on some merch and stare at it every day? It'd be pretty easy.
It'd be as
Life
easy as
would be
being
pretty
BTS.
easy.
You can do that, but when you try to profit off of it, that's the problem.
That's where problems lie.
And that's when corners of the internet that you didn't know existed that are combing the internet for things like this. Yeah.
All of a sudden, you find yourself with a little infringement. You better
You know,
stop.
I get it too. It's not just like BTS faces that I would love to stare at all the time. It's like I have a love of all 80s fantasy movies.
Oh,
So
God,
I
yeah.
would totally
Yeah.
do like
Literally,
Labyrinth,
I almost
Never
put my
Ending
Labyrinth
Story.
t-shirt on today.
Yeah, like I would do all of those, and those are all no-nos.
Yeah.
If only we liked stuff from like 300 years ago that like if the copyright expires.
Right.
Right.
And actually, there is some really cool stuff that is in what's called the. I'm not lecturing anybody. Listen, I'm not lecturing you. But what's fun is that there's stuff that is in the public domain. As Katie mentioned, it could be either really old or it could be stuff that the artist has chosen to release and not keep any claim on. And so there are art pieces like, because I used to think about that when I'd look in Etsy and I'm like, how are people selling this copy of this picture? Like how? And then you realize, oh, because it's so old that the artist has been gone for hundreds of years and it's in the public domain. and anybody can do anything with it. So, yeah. Anyways, fun stuff.
Fun stuff. All right. Yes, we are going to talk about BTS.
We do talk about BTS. And somebody said the Lost Boys, holla. Yes, love to learn.
Yes, we were talking about the Lost Boys all day today.
We were just talking about the Lost Boys today. Yes.
We were.
That
movie. That is
there
100%
were gifts
true.
and everything.
We were literally spamming each other with gifts from the Lost Boys earlier today.
Listen, that movie, I had that as a teenager. I had that on repeat.
Who doesn't
love that movie?
Fondly remember that muscled, oiled man playing the saxophone like it was his only job ever in life.
I mean, we don't know what Taeyoung has on his Pinterest board, but I would think maybe he's come across that saxophone player before. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? You never know.
Taeyoung's Pinterest board. I would love to see that. All of their Pinterest boards. Oh my gosh. That would be so amazing.
Just vibes. Just vibes. Earlier today, I also said, I would like you guys to know, I also said we were discussing, this was a topic that Riven brought up, if Jin would be a great driving instructor. And we were just I was just spitballing about different members, and I was like, Taeyoung would be like the kind of instructor who would be like, you're gonna have to turn soon, and then you'd be like, okay, when? And he'd be like, when the vibe feels right.
When the road kind of vibes.
When the vibe feels right.
Just don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Don't worry about it, guys. It'll come to you. It'll come to you. And you know what? If you end up in where
you're gonna get there eventually.
You might end up in a random field somewhere and not know how to get home, but there's GPS for that. So
thanks, dear.
Drive until the vibes do.
You might end up in a random field in Northern Europe, but you were probably supposed to be there.
That's so two relevant things. One, my daughter was watching Peppa Pig earlier, and I overheard the bits of the episode where they're like, you can't just get off the bus, and the bus is going to leave you, and you're going to end up in the middle of nowhere. And I was like, unless you're Kim Tae-young.
In which case you can.
In which case you can.
And it will.
What was the other one? I already forgot it.
You know what's really funny about this, though, is that this actually relates to the topic that we're going to be discussing.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
It actually relates.
It sure does. You want to welcome everyone, Christina?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Welcome. You found us. Army Project 529. Today is our deep dive Sunday. And we're here, obviously, on the YouTube for all of you. And we're so glad you're here. We're so glad you found us. This is for any Army who loves the 7, any age, any country, whatever. We welcome everybody. And also any level of Army. So if you just found BTS, you just consider yourself an Army, 5 minutes ago, welcome. All the way up to the people that have been.
Or as Monica said, she doesn't even think she's an Army yet.
Yeah. Or right. You're just so burgeoning that you're not even sure you've broken that through that Army bubble yet.
We'll get you.
Yeah. Or the folks that have been with them since pre-debut. We do a discussion where we relate topics to BTS and their music. And yeah, we're all about content and community. So we have, and in case you are new and you're not sure where the 529 comes from, we should explain that. 529 days from January 1, 2024, which was the start of our project, all the way up to Festa, June 2025, which we have a countdown. I'm not trying to alarm anyone. We have a countdown on our website. All right. We are, scroll to the countdown, 45 days, 14 hours, and 46 minutes until Festa 2025, everybody. It's getting real. It's getting real. And you can feel the collective, Army breath just is starting to, we're all getting ready. And I love also people that are saying things like, I've never seen the 7 of them together on a live. And, oh, the memories you were about to
The joys are coming.
I know. The joy is coming. So. Anyways, yep, that's us.
Monica, I wrote down your question to answer later.
Oh, I just asked her, where do you live?
Okay. All right. Quince, you're up next.
So our project Army Project 529, which Christina just explained our timeline, is all about content and community. Our founder, Stephanie, who isn't here right now, but she might be joining us in a bit, she had the idea to keep Army connected while BTS was away in the military. The original idea was kind of a sort of a little book club. Everybody, like a handful of people get together and watch some BTS content every week and then kind of talk about it. That was the original idea. When she put the feelers out there for who would be interested, she got a bigger response than she expected. And some of us even volunteered to help.
Yep.
We didn't know what it was going to be at the time. But the more we started talking about it, the more excited we got, and we began to see a vision forming for not just a book club, but a whole community that could come together around BTS and their content. And so we slapdashed, we put a website together, and we decided to write a whole. We decided to write a whole blog about it, and that's what we started on January 1st. So I write the blog. Doc, she does all of our research. She heads up our research team, and she coordinates all of the information that goes into the blog. Christina works on merch. She also works with video and website stuff as well. Katie does a little of that as well. And she also is like our business administration side. She handles all of the like technical details and financials. And Patricia, who is also not here tonight, she designed the Moss City map that you see on our website. And it is for, you can go and add yourself to the map. And it lets you see armies that are local to you where you live, like not actual names and addresses, but social media handles. Yep. And you can hopefully meet people local to you and maybe make some friends that way. And it's also just really cool to see how we're spread out across the globe. We have over 5,000 people on our map now. Sure. Patricia also writes for the blog as well. She writes other blog articles. And she hosts watch parties in the Discord, and she's also our social butterfly. She travels and visits people everywhere.
She is, and also because of her, se habla español in the project. Yeah. So
yes,
that's really cool.
She is originally from Spain, and Stephanie is like our community outreach. She does a lot of our social media stuff. She also she coordinates our envoys in our Discord server, which is kind of like our welcoming committee. So she does a lot of like people stuff, and she does more of the forward facing stuff of the project because the rest of us don't like social media as much as she does.
And she has a talent. She has a real talent for when we go, hey, we should do this. She goes, but what if we did this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's a big picture person. And she's made us all think more big picture too.
Yes. Yes. That is not something that comes naturally to some of us.
Yeah.
Some of us really like just little minutia detail and like to stay in our little our little cave.
Yeah, I mean, don't get it wrong. Tasks. We are all an idea bank. We all have ideas. But Stephanie is definitely the big dreamer. And we kind of like, so all of our ideas come from different places and different things, but that's why we work so well together, the six of us. So the blog, which I write, comes out every week. We've been chronicling BTS's discography in chronological order. Since January of last year. We're almost wrapping up. We ran out of BTS, so we just started on the members and their solo projects. So we've been doing a different member every month in fan chant.
We ran out of BTS.
We ran out of BTS. So
hey, is there any more BTS in the back?
Do you have any more BTS in the back?
I do appreciate how you say that as if doing solo months was not a plan since before.
It was a plan the whole time. We knew that eventually we would hit the end of BTS.
How fast can we get more BTS? What's the shipping time?
I specifically recall retrograding from May backwards. I counted backwards 7 months, and then I was like, okay, I got to fit all of the OT7 content from January to October. That's my window.
Yeah, it was planned, but it's funnier when I say we ran out of BTS. Okay, so
it's just such a, my cup of BTS.
It's not great when I have to explain my bit, Doc.
I know, but your bit makes it sound like we don't know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing. We sort of. Anyway.
Oh, sorry, wait. Sort of. We know what we're doing. Somebody write that down.
Somebody write that down. We know what we're doing.
We have a half-ass plan at least. There's spreadsheets.
I had a bit.
I got the giggles. Go ahead. Sorry, that's my bad. Go ahead.
Any hoodles. We started on the member solo months fan chant order. We have worked our way up to Kim Tae-hyung. We are in Tapril. We are almost done. Next week will be the last week of Tapril, and then we will round it up with our golden maknae and bring us home to Festa and BTS returning to us. So I write the blog. This week is week 67, and it is called I Wish I Could Stay With You, and we have discussed Taehyung's debut solo album, Layover. We had a rollicking good time at the watch party. It was great. People kept asking to watch more things. We were there for 3.5 hours.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
It was the vibes, man. It was the vibes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Paulina, yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did. We were having a great time. We always have a great time at the watch party. We'll talk more about that later and other watch parties in the server. But that is the blog. If you haven't checked it out, you can find it at that link that Katie pinned in the comments. And every week we got a new one. We got a new one coming out tomorrow, and I'll talk more about that later too. But now over to Katie. Oh, sorry, Katie. My bad.
Over to Doc.
I got on a roll, man.
I was like, it's fine.
It was a good roll. It was nice. It worked well. So for those of you who are new to us, we go live as a project twice a week. So we go live every Wednesday for our midweek tea, where we talk about member news and shenanigans that happened out on old Kim Namjoon's internet for the week. And on Sundays, we do our Sunday deep dive here on YouTube. Where we talk about a more in-depth topic. And so tonight we're going to go through some quick reminders about the concert and that's coming up, Kim Seok-jin's upcoming tour. And then we're going to talk about overcoming odds when things don't go as planned and what it means to be resilient. You're going to want to stick around for that. Good stuff coming up.
Like Jimin says, fuck all your ops. Do you want to do that? Do you want to do oh no, wait, why don't we do it in the interlude, Katie, the website tour? Do you want to do it then?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, makes
sense. All right, so we can do the concert first. So for those of you who are unaware, Kim Seok-jin's going on tour.
This bitch.
Sure is.
This bitch.
You know, sit down. You might want to sit down for this. Anyways, the pre-sale for the #RunSeokJin_episode.tour is on Tuesday of this coming week, like 2 days from now, Tuesday. It is at 3 p.m. local time for the venues in the U.S. and for those in England and the Netherlands, it is at 12 noon, you guys. So pay attention. Make sure you're signed into your Ticketmaster and whatever else you need in order to get your tickets. This is only eligible for those of you who did, in fact, fill out the pre-sale registration on Weavers last week. So if you are currently seeing tickets for sale, they're not real. These are possibly a scam, probably a scam. They're at the very least, they're scalpers. These are projected tickets. These sellers do not have these tickets in hand. So they are estimating or believing that they can buy tickets in that general section for a price that they can make a profit off of. And so don't buy tickets now. If you have registered for pre-sale, Those are Tuesday. That is the earliest time any legitimate ticket sales are happening. And then general sale happens the following day. So that's just good things to keep in mind. If you're seeing tickets for sale, they ain't real. They ain't real. So just deep breath. Don't panic over prices.
Yeah,
nothing's priced right now.
I think that's the biggest thing is that people are going, why didn't look at these prices? It's like that's all an algorithm going in and guessing. So those are not actual prices yet anywhere. Yeah. So
all right, if you want an army bomb, they're currently sold out on Weavers. They every now and then keep restocking them and selling out and restocking them. Pay attention to Weavers. There's other places that are trustworthy, like Coco Dive has them. And again, you're going to just want to keep an eye on whether they are selling or not selling. We're getting close enough to the tour, though. You might just want to wait and get one at the merch tables or the merch trucks. For J-Hope's tour, they had like big old vans out front, white giant vans. It wasn't suspicious at all. So just get your army bomb at the merch section store place at the concert is going to be your safest way of getting a real one. Is going to make it to you in time at this point in time. So like that would be our recommendation. You want to start thinking about your signs for Army time, something clever, something cute. Army Project 529 is going to be making some concert gear. So please stay tuned. And on that front, like this was our J-Hope concert gear.
So nice.
It was very nice.
Got it.
So we're gonna have something similar for Seokjin's tour. So don't just be prepared. And we talked about the Kansas City meetup that we are doing. Our Kansas City meetup happens to be on the same weekend as the Tampa concert.
We're not salty.
Not salty at all. We only planned ours last fucking November. It's
fine. It's fine.
Fine. Whatever.
We consulted.
Normally, Hyacinth from Hybe is paying attention, but somebody dropped the ball this time.
Yep. She just let us schedule it.
Just let us go right ahead during his Tampa tour date. Anyways, lucky for us,
we have no connection with Hybe.
We make up a lot of shit when we're around here. We have no connection whatsoever to Hybe, and if we did, we wouldn't be able to talk about it, would we? Their NDAs are pretty solidly tight, so maybe that's why Hybe to us. She was all like, "I got an NDA."
But we do have a couple people on the map in Korea that we like to believe are either Hybe interns or the Hybe legal department.
Just watching us.
This is our delusion, guys. They're just monitoring us, making sure they're
just watching.
It's fine. It's fine. Dallas, however, happens to be this very same week leading up to the Kansas City meetup, and it is a mere 8-hour drive from Dallas to Kansas City. And so right now there's a whole bunch of us planning to go to the Dallas concert on I think it's the 22nd and 23rd, and then caravan our asses together up to Kansas City.
Road trip.
So road trip a la AP 529. Take your Kansas City meetup, extend it by 2 extra days, and hang out with us longer. So
Yep.
And
if you can't go to Dallas, you can go to Newark, which is right after the meetup the following week.
Right.
And that's where Patricia and possibly myself are planning to be.
Yeah. So I am going to buy plane tickets to get to Dallas. And in anticipation of this, even if I don't get Jin concert tickets, I will still be going to Dallas because I want to do the caravan up to Kansas City. So just keep that in mind. Just a thought.
Because I'm currently like, even if I am like the nosebleed of the nosebleed and I don't get them until Ticketmaster plays games with us 48 hours ahead of time.
True.
That's probably what's going to happen.
I just had this vision of Christina in a trench coat holding a boombox outside the arena.
Can't say anything.
I might be standing with her. Right. Listen, I'm volunteering myself to drive for this caravan. Yeah. I already have 3 people in my vehicle that are intent. They're not getting they're not getting to Kansas City if I don't drive to Dallas. So even if I don't get tickets, like looks like
the footage is going to be in black and white. It's going to be that music, and then like it's going to be like a few moments later, and they're going to have.
Christine and I are going to be, we're going to be TikToking from outside the stadium, being like, look at this bullshit. But it's okay.
We're Super Tuna we here.
Is that for those who are interested in the what we're calling the caravan crew? We're going to send out, or we're going to post in Discord a Google form on Wednesday. So after the pre-sale, we'll post a Google form basically gathering some information. Which shows are you going to? Which day are you trying to leave Dallas? Are you driving? How many seats do you have? And we're going to do our darndest to match people up. We're just going to hope that the math works out. We're going to wing in a prayer that the math works out.
Yep. And everyone between Dallas and Kansas City is going to know about BTS. I just have a feeling. No matter where we stop.
We should I feel like I should get like car paint, you know, like let's do
painting your car purple.
8529, you know, like the like car drawing and stuff, and have like purple hearts.
Well, I was just thinking instead of like just married, you could be like just bangtan.
Yes.
You need to make this like a whole thing.
I'm trying to think if you could make like fake army bombs out of like a toilet paper roll and a
really good
softball and tie them to the back of your car.
Yes, we are really good at making it a thing.
We are really good at being excessive.
Oh boy.
Listen, I drove 8 hours
magnets.
Chicago.
That might
be car magnets would be great.
Yes.
I drove 8 hours for Chicago for J-Hope for one night. It ain't nothing. It's like 7.5 hours down to Dallas.
You know what? Bless you, Doc. I was just going to say this because Doc, you have an amazing ability to drive. I don't know about the rest of you. I get in a car, after 20 minutes, I'm asleep. And it doesn't matter how long the trip is.
If I'm not driving, that is me. If I'm not driving and I'm in a passenger seat or something, I will fall asleep.
Okay, if I'm in the passenger seat, I can mess around on my phone and I'm fine. I'm perfectly entertained. If I'm driving for more than about an hour, 90 minutes, I get real sleepy. And that's like my husband and I have to switch off. I'll be like, no, like something about just staring at the highway for that long.
I'm okay. I think 4 hours is like my sweet spot. If it starts to get any longer than that, I get like antsy. I get sleepy, or my back starts to hurt a little bit.
But now, granted, if there's a bunch of people we're talking about
get out and stretch,
and we got cool music bumping, then I'm probably going to be a lot better.
Yeah, if there's conversation.
Listen though. In all y'all's defense, being able to drive is genetic for me because my father was a long haul semi truck driver, and both of my grandfathers were long haul semi drivers.
Well, my grandfather was one too.
Look at
Apparently,
that.
So
I did not hear that.
My paternal grandfather hauled cars, and he owned his own fleet, and then my maternal grandfather also was in their blood. So like I feel like there has to be some kind of genetic component to being like 8 hours ain't nothing.
I used to be able to do longer, and I'm like, I don't mind being in the car. I just something about like staring at the road for that long becomes hypnotic. Now, in my defense, I've been sleep deprived for about 10 years at this point, so
that's fair.
Now, and also bear in mind, I have delivered 2 children's. So we stop every 2 hours on my bus for potty breaks.
That's fair. That's fair.
That happens. That happens after 40.
Yeah.
No matter
that too. You know, it's like, there's no reason to suffer.
There's no
each stop is another chance to bust into some QT and be like, anybody going to see?
Like, you want to join our caravan to Kansas City?
Exactly. There you go.
Why Kansas City? Why not?
Why not Kansas City? Exactly.
Have you ever been there?
And let's before we do an interlude, we should answer the membership question from earlier, unless it got answered in text.
Oh, I didn't see where she answered where she lived.
I didn't see it getting answered.
I thought she said she lives in the
she's
US.
in the US.
Okay, so here's our recommendation. So first of all, you can have both memberships on the same Weverse account if you want. A lot of people do. Our recommendation, since they have changed the concert ticketing, is that you buy the membership for where you live. The only thing at this point that it really is tied to is so far for Jin and Hobie's tours, they have limited ticket buying for concerts to if the concert is in the US, you have to have a US membership. If the concert is outside the US, you have to have a global membership to participate in the pre-sale. So for that reason, we recommend getting the one where you live. Until then, it hadn't really mattered that much, to be honest.
The only only other thing is it affects your shipping if you purchase from the Weaver shop, because you used to be able to pick where you would. I think you still can, but if you pick from it, depending on where you pick from, the shipping is different. But and then sometimes you can apply. They do certain.
Sometimes like fan events or like
Fan
contests,
events.
like giveaways, like they'll be like, if you do this thing, you can win a special photo card. Sometimes those are only open to certain memberships. But I would say getting concert tickets is probably the top priority. So that's our recommendation.
Well, hell, we're doing it all the time nowadays.
Yeah,
I will say, like, I had global up until the J-Hope concert. I switched to US.
Yes, I've had global historically, and I switched to US.
Yeah. I had both only because I got a US one first because I didn't know any better when I got my first membership, and then later I got a global one because I wanted the merch boxes that they used to do.
Yeah,
right.
But I don't have both anymore. I just have a US one now.
Right, and I for the Hobie concert tickets didn't have any membership because I was too stupid to check before the concert stuff happened that my membership had expired because there is no auto renewal for your membership.
Whoopsie daisy.
So one other thing is to just check to make sure that your membership is indeed current before the concert ticket purchasing.
I may have done the same thing, Christina. So
wanted to mention though that that's a fairly recent change. So if you Google this and find older articles, you may have it was correct information at the time, but it's no longer correct.
As of Jung Ho 6 Tour 2025 is the first time they implemented this. If you want US pre-sale, you have to be a US holder.
Yes.
If you want
are they going to keep doing this? No one knows. Because
who knows? And Barbara, to answer your question, how did I get a ticket? My good friend Patricia. That's how I got a ticket. Because for concert ticket buying, it is super, super cool to be with a group of people that you can work with, so because when the queue comes up, there's some people who have much better queue placement than others. And so if you discuss all that beforehand, and our Discord is a great place to do that if you're looking for people to hook up with to talk about concert ticket buying. There's a couple of different ways that you can go about doing that that are better. And I mean, you can do ticketing by yourself individually just fine. A single ticket. I did it for PTD Vegas. I did it for August D. You can do it just fine that way too. But I find especially when people are super anxious about the whole procedure, that it's much better to have a group of people that you can talk to. And you can, in our Discord, you can, form a little chat group where you can DM and all kinds of things. So
yeah, it is a good thing to bring up since we are 2 days away from the pre-sale starting. With we do have a whole section in our Discord dedicated to Jin's tour. Yep. We have a forum that has threads for each tour stop, where you can find other people that are also planning to go to the same place that you are going. So if you want to get in with some people and maybe plan let's buddy up for tickets, or even, travel companions, maybe, if you're thinking about going by yourself and don't want to, would rather go with Army, then you can find some people to go with there. And you can, or even just if you have questions, you can come and ask questions in those threads and people will help you out. And we are doing another marketplace like we did for J-Hope, where people can try to rehome their tickets if they can't use them or if they accidentally purchase too many. And they want them to go to other Army rather than putting them up on a resale site. They can try to come and transaction directly with another army. We are providing a space to do that. We are not facilitating the transaction other than just providing a space for it to happen. But so we will be doing that. So there's all kinds of ways that you can come and connect about the tour in our Discord server. We also, Katie, I believe was just putting the final touches today on Jin's tour guide page on our website. Which, since we're about to do a little merch tour, maybe we can just quickly show that page off too while we're at it.
Sure. I'm kind of in the middle of breaking it because it won't work. Something won't work. One of the anchor
Cool.
links won't
That's
work.
fine. It's breaking. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, like something won't work, so I'm trying basically I'm just brute force trying to fix it.
You know, like you do.
I'm like, duplicate the section, make a new section. Why won't this anchor link work? I've got anchor links called like, please work.
We love our website. It works perfectly all the time.
Yeah, there's 4 anchor links on this page, and 3 of them work fine. The 4th one's set up the exact same way, and it just won't work for no reason.
It says no.
It's
no,
just
thank
like,
you.
actually, fuck
Yeah.
you.
Did you say go first is the real question? Because I'm guessing this has something to do with Kim Suk Jin.
So no, we'll do the page.
Trying link.
Okay, hold on. How do I do this again?
Otherwise, the website says it's not real.
Yeah.
File run.
So what time does the pre-sale begin?
It begins at 3 p.m. local time of the arena that you're or the place where you're going to see it. And the reason I know that is because I had my watch set for 3 p.m. on Tuesday. However, if I'm going to Dallas and I live in Arizona, it is not in fact 3 p.m.
No,
in Arizona, it is 1 p.m. for me because it is 3 p.m. Dallas time.
I just imagine her walking up to just like an empty arena with just confetti on the floor, like, guys.
Like that Benny Blanco video.
That made like bad decisions.
Bad decisions.
I'll show you which link is broken, Debbie. I will show you which link is broken.
Yeah. So anyways.
Look at that beautiful website.
Look at that website.
Yes, so pretty.
I mean.
So here's
Katie
our
made that
Look at that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Roll that beautiful bean
Okay.
footage. Look at those beans. Look at them.
Once upon a time, I recall Katie uttering those same words about how she's going to break the website over the weekend and fix it. And we came out with that beautiful front homepage with the scrolly banner.
Yeah, that's kind of my MO is I come in like a wrecking ball and I break a lot of stuff while I'm fixing it, and it's fine. We just clean it up along the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's fine.
So this is under the link at the top that says guides.
Guides. Yeah, this is the link that won't work. All the other ones work.
It's extra little too. They're doing weird stuff with it.
All the other ones work. So yeah, we have our own concert checklist that you can print out for packing your little concert bag if you want. We have, so the venue maps we did for Hobie's concerts were quite frankly super labor intensive. And so this time we're doing it as a form. So if you'd like to let people know what section you're sitting in, and, or if you want to find other people that are attending the same show and see where they're sitting, you click this handy dandy little form. You fill out.
We can't see, if you've got a pop-up up, we can't see it, by the way.
It opened a new tab. All right, hang on.
Which is what it's supposed to do in a website.
What it's supposed to do.
You want open a new tab.
Window. There we go. Okay. Click this handy dandy little form. Nice. So yeah, you fill out the form, and then once it's done, once people have said which stops they're going to, you'll be able to look here. Yep, cool. So
and you will be able to arrange that by stop.
Yes. You'll be able to filter it and say, I just want to see people going to Dallas Day 2 or whatever. Right. So yep, there you go. And then links to bag policies for each of the venues in the U.S. Or no, U.S. and Europe. And what else? Oh, when we have our merch and our signs ready to go, like we did for Hobie, we will link it here as well.
Yes.
Yep.
So
I have to, look at that, the more concept photos in terms of the merch. So, I like to consume as many concept photos and videos and things like that to get an idea about how to design for Jen. so far all the concept stuff is really leaning heavy into the rocker type theme, which is awesome. But since Echo is going to be coming out, I just like to, look at all of that and kind of try to match the vibe. So that's the idea.
Angela, it's 3 p.m. for whatever the venue is. So whatever time zone the venue you are trying to purchase for happens to be in, it is that time zone's 3 p.m.
So if you're going to Newark,
it's going to waterfall. It was just like it was for J-Hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to hit Eastern time first, 3 p.m., and then it's going to go to Central time the next hour. It'll be 3 p.m. for them. And then Dallas is
Dallas is Central. I don't think they have anything Mountain time, so I think
Dallas is Central.
Right.
Right. And also, we are talking, when we say 3 p.m., that's for the U.S. ones.
Yes.
London and Amsterdam, those tickets go on sale at noon, 12 noon for the local time for those two venues. So if you're going for London or Amsterdam, you want to keep in mind that those start at noon, local time.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
We're going to show merch?
Yeah. So
Interlude.
So if you like what we do and enjoy asking us questions and getting answers and reading the blog and going to the watch parties and finding friends through us and all of the other stuff, I can't think of it all every week. I can't think of it all because there's so much. If you enjoy that and you want to help support it and keep it going, if you are able to financially support us, there are a couple of ways you can do that. The first one is a Patreon, which is a monthly subscription. You can sign up to do either $3, $5, or $10 a month auto drafted from your debit or credit card or whatever. Or you can pay several months up front at a discount. And that is, we found one of the best ways because most of that money comes to us. They don't take a very big cut for themselves. And let's see. The other way is through our shop, which is merch that Christina and I do the graphic work on. It's ideas that we come up with a lot of times in lives or as a team. But yeah, we work really hard on those. So we recently relaunched the shop. I finished that like 2 days before the fresh baby was born, which was good luck. So yeah, we recently relaunched the shop, and then just this week we got a few new products up. So we wanted to show off the new shop and show off the new products. If you want to get there, first of all, you can get there from the links page. But second, if you're just on our website, you click shop. So it's now hosted on a slightly different website. But yeah, here's the new shop. And part of why we did this is because it's so much easier to navigate. You can now search by product type, by series, by bias. We have a search button that makes it a lot easier to find. We can feature products a little bit better. We have a new arrival section that I worked on coding yesterday. This is the stuff that has come out this week. We have the groin.
I am obsessed with that design because that came to me because I was like, okay, when RM did groin, I was like, okay, lyrics are not safe for work. You can't use lyrics anyway. How do I do this? And I had the idea what if you just do it in emojis? Yes. So that is literally get your ass out the trunk. You walk like a duck, bitch.
Like a duck, bitch.
That's it. All in emojis. You know what it means. I know what it means because we're Army, but HR isn't going to get you in trouble for that. It's just emojis.
Yeah,
it is.
You're not going to get in trouble for that. So anyway, I love that design.
Yep. And then this one's still in progress of being put up, but this is a design that I made a while ago. I'm finally getting it up on the website. Team Kim Suk Jin, an astronaut riding a tuna like a cowboy.
I love it when Katie just has those ideas where she's like, hey, idea. She DMs me, idea. An astronaut riding a tuna. And I'm like, makes sense to me. Put it up, babe.
Make it happen.
Makes perfect sense.
Also, I feel like I kind of need this shirt to play the running BTS games in Kansas City.
Yeah, that's true.
I helped last minute.
She did. She made a slight wording change.
She did. She had and I did Katie did the date as the first Run BTS episodes.
Yep. It's small, but yeah, there's a little date in there. So yeah, that is our shop. Oops.
That's fun.
That's our new shop. Yeah, and you'll also see we have some new shipping options. So far, like everybody has chosen economy shipping, so we offer a slightly cheaper shipping option. And yeah, you can change your currency. We do ship internationally, et cetera, et cetera. We do custom stuff.
Yep.
So
here's, by the way, I got my Gin Retro series on right now.
Oh yeah, show them the retro shirt, Katie, on the website as well.
Oh yeah, retro. Which one?
That is
the gin one.
Gins.
Hold on, let me check my shop by bias page for gin.
So smart.
Yeah, you can shop your bias.
So smart.
Yep.
Look at them.
Oh, so yeah, there's our.
You know what? And thank you, Jen, for picking words for your albums that are not IP. Like the word happy. Nobody owns that word.
The word
echo. Nobody owns it.
It's a legitimate word out there.
Yeah. You're brilliant, Jen.
Love him for that.
Yep. All right. And let's see.
And we might have to pause and switch because we're going to run out of Google Meet time.
Oh no, we went on the wrong one?
Yep. Oh, we sure did.
Oh, that was me. Sorry guys, I was panicking.
I think it's told us we have 12 minutes left.
Oh. We can fix it, I think, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Can we?
No, but hang on.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Greta. She said I got the heathered pink one and it's so soft. I know. Those t-shirts are really nice. That particular branded t-shirt is really nice.
It is.
And it's not the cheapest one that we could do, but it's the nicest.
Because it gonna flip out?
We're a little bougie. We don't like the cheap feel stuff.
Oh.
Okay. Hang on.
It says video calls and meetings for everyone over on the live chat.
Okay, I'm going to end the meeting. Guys, we'll be back in like 30 seconds. We'll be back.
Don't.
Okay. You guys can still see me. I forgot you guys can still see me. I forgot that I can still be perceived right now. That's okay. Thank you, because I definitely don't feel pretty today. My contacts continue to bother me. I'm going to the eye doctor. Okay. I have given them the link. There they go. Yeah, we have multiple Google accounts, and only one of them do we pay for Google Workspace to get the long lives, and I panicked.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I know. Well, I'm explaining to them, and I panicked because like 4 things went wrong as the live was starting, so oops, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
I was just sitting there like just doing whatever, and then I was like, oh wait, Katie, you're still on live. They can still see you.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey.
We were like, do we need to hang up? And we were like, do we need to go? You're like, yeah, we need to hang up and go join the other meeting.
Okay, sorry, we're back now.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thanks. You guys, listen, too. I just want to say, as a designer, and I know Katie would feel the same way. So I'm going to speak for her. We love it when you guys choose to purchase our stuff to not only help us out, but you wear those designs to important events in your life, like BTS concerts. It is just really, really cool. Yeah,
oh
it does.
I get so excited whenever people post pictures and they're in it. I was like, oh my God, I made that.
Absolutely love it. So definitely appreciate each and every single one of you that's ever purchased anything from us. Thank you so much. And we design it with love, and we just, I don't know, we just get a thrill. We get a kick out of it. Going to Chicago and watching everybody walk around with the Hope design shirt was just super cool. So
it was.
And that's all I'm going to say about that feeling. Anyway.
All right. Quince.
Oh, did you already mention the Patreon?
Yeah, I did it before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice.
Silly me.
Yeah, if you want, by the way, if you want anything that we've just mentioned, it's at the link that's pinned in the chat, ap529.com/links.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry, go ahead.
These hats are also, the hats that Doc and I are wearing are also available, and you can see the different kinds of script that are available. Look at us. We didn't coordinate this. I promise.
I don't have one yet. That's on my list.
Yep. Katie just went over all the ways that you can support us monetarily if you so choose to. But if you are unable to support in that way, but you would still like to help us out because you love us and you love what we do, there are a few ways that you can do so for free. For instance, free. You can like this live. Not just heart in the chat, but you can like the actual live. You can make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. You can share our live. You can make sure you follow us on all social media. We are pretty much on every single platform as Army Project 529. We are most active on TikTok and Instagram, and I would say after that, Twitter X. But make sure you follow all of us. You can follow us individually also on those platforms if you can find us.
That's right.
We're pretty easy to find. We're pretty easy to find. You can follow, but make sure you're following the project, and you can make sure you're liking and you're sharing our posts on the project account. Anything we're sharing as a project. And if you love us, talk about us. Share, talk about us with your friends. Post about us on your social media, even if it's just sharing our posts and tagging us or whatever. If anytime you talk about us, tag us, hashtag us, we would love to be able to shout you out and or share you back, and follow you if we can, and just keep the word going. And those are all the ways that you can help us for free.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys either way.
Absolutely.
For $0.99.
For free 99.
I was gonna say I want to make free day happen.
Free skis.
I almost snort laughed, but then Quiz was talking so nicely, and I'm trying to control my shit.
So you didn't want to snort laugh?
Don't do it.
You didn't want to ruin the moment.
Anyways, I controlled myself. 3D. My head immediately went.
Body to body. Sorry.
And that,
God,
I know.
And
don't forget us while we're gone, Army. Don't forget
Every time someone says or I read the word body, I'm like, it would be cool if you just said it 5 more times. Body to body to body to body to body.
Well, I really enjoyed that the 3D is just as it's just like Jungkook himself, who pops out of nowhere.
Right.
I literally can't even walk through a mall anymore because I'll be Beth and body to body to body.
Be really cool. You know what? We're not affiliated with them, but
gotten on that on their social media.
But Bath and Body Works, you know how much Chipotle got when they changed their name to Chipotle on Twitter X because Jungkook called it Chipotle. I'm just saying, Bath and Body Works. It's there. It's there for the taking.
I mean, IHOP failed completely on adding the parentheses E at the end of their name while J-Hope in the U.S. They had such opportunity to turn themselves into IHOP, but they didn't. We even put it online and tagged them, and they didn't take it.
Listen, we will come up. Listen, there's one thing real quick that we are brilliant at, and that is naming things. And so for a nominal fee, any business contact us and say, how could we make this BTS related? We'll figure that shit out.
And for free skis, we just gave Bath and Body to Body Works their own
that's one for free. We'll talk about the fee when you contact us. We'll talk about the fee.
IHOP really dropped the ball with their free skis. I hope it's fine. You know what? You can talk to us.
It's fine. We're just over here spitting
Jim concert comes around, guys. You're really good at this. You know what will get Army inside of your door? Just trust us, bro.
You know what?
There's 40 million of us. It's fine.
I know.
You know what will get a line out your door?
Which is so funny to me when they have unauthorized biographies or whatever that they make, and then there's mistakes inside of them that Army find. I'm like, just hire 5 Army for 2 hours.
The thing is,
and they will go through all your stuff and correct it.
Real Army won't take that job.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
you got a point. Real Army are going to be there and that's unauthorized.
No, you're right. You got a point.
We are our own economy. We really could create our own country.
We could.
I was watching
we already have a president.
That's true.
I was watching a YouTube video the other day, and it was a channel that's completely unrelated to BTS, but they mentioned it was like a retrospective of music from 2024. It was like top Billboard hits or something like that, and so they were talking about Jimin. They were talking about Who. And some people were like, I have no idea what this is. And other people were like, oh, I know what this is. But so they were like playing it for people. And one of the girls was like, she's a fan. She's an ARMY. And she was like getting down, and she was talking about, and she was like, yeah, they're like in the military, but they're fan. Somebody was like, their fans are like crazy. They didn't say crazy, but like they were like intense. And she was like, listen, it's called ARMY. And really, we could be a mobilized army.
Yeah.
If we needed to. And she's like, so keep that in mind. And she's like looking at the camera. She was like, keep it in mind.
Listen, if Kim Namjoon tells us to ride at midday, we are on it.
Brunch, but if he said dawn,
brunch.
If he said set your alarms, you lazy.
If he said dawn, we would fucking make it happen. But sir, we would prefer midday.
Oh, midday,
sir.
Please know your troops, my good sir.
You could just
Kim Namjoon would never ask us to ride at dawn.
Just a scotch. Just a scotch later. Some of us are in different time zones.
Listen, as my mug from April says, Bangtan would never ask us to ride at dawn. They know their people. They would be like, midday, my friends.
Exactly. Riding
Anyways,
at dawn, he's only going to sleep for 3 hours at that point.
Listen, we would do whatever they asked us to, realistically. And there are like millions and millions of us across the world willing to mobilize. We mobilize ourselves for stuff.
Yeah, they don't even have to
ask. Them even telling us.
They don't even have to ask anymore.
They don't even have to ask. No, they just have to give us the right little clues and hints, and we'll be like, oh, we ride at midday because now we're in charge of when we ride.
Right.
Say less. Right. Say less, my guy.
Say less, my friends.
Say less, my bestie.
On that, we watched concerts at crazy hours here in the chat. Listen, did I set my alarm for 6 o'clock and every 15-minute increments until I knew he was probably going to go live sometime between 6 and 7:30 today? Yes, the fuck I did. And was I awake then when that live notification came through? Yes, the fuck I was.
It's brilliant.
Things we do for bunk time. It's fine. It's fine.
It's true.
Oh, hey,
I guess we should get into our deep dive. We got about 30 minutes left. She showed up at just the right time.
Perfect timing.
I did.
Timing, immaculate.
Immaculate timing.
I walked in.
Yeah,
you're fresh back home.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
fresh from the road.
Okay.
Well,
everybody, this is Steph. Steph, everybody. For all the new people.
Our founder.
Lida.
After listening, Lida.
Oh, I need to turn on YouTube.
We talked about touring stuff again for Jen. We just finished our interlude. We did a little walkthrough of the new merch shop for everyone.
Oh, ago, didn't it?
What?
Did this start an hour ago? Okay, hold on. Did it start an hour ago?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. When you said an hour and a half, I was like, it's actually 30 minutes, but that's fine. Drive safe.
You're fine. It's fine.
I very much like your hat, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was like, she thinks it's Wednesday. It's fine. She'll figure it out.
It's fine. Yeah. Listen, you got here just as we were getting ready to start the deep dive, so it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So tonight, guys, we are talking about so this last week we had, as I said earlier, we talked about Layover in our third week of Tapril and everything surrounding Taehyung's first solo album. So our topic that we wanted to cover tonight was overcoming odds when things don't go as planned and the meaning of resilience. So in the blog this week, I discussed how it's sort of a well-known Army thing. It's sort of like everybody might not know, but if you read the blog, at the beginning of 2023, there was a little bit of a legal issue, or I should say at the end of it's kind of like the end of 2020. Anyway, it happened in 2023. End of 2022, beginning of 2023. There was somebody who was impersonating some K-pop idols and trying to gain access to information about them and or unreleased music. They were talking to other music. This person was a former music producer. They had produced music for K-pop idols in the groups in the past. But they had not done that for a while. They had committed this particular crime before and been put on probation, and they were doing it again. So they were posing as idols to other music producers trying to get this information. And this person posed as both Suga and as V to producers and gained access to sound files and information and also complete tracks. And we didn't find out about this until almost pretty much a year later, because that's how long the legal system takes. So we found out about it once it was already being concluded in court, basically. Or we found out about it when they were taking the person to court, and then we found out what the results of that were. Over 10 unreleased tracks of Taehyung's music were stolen, basically. And so that's kind of how he ushered in 2023. That happened to him. And we don't know what those were. We don't know if they were meant to be for an album or if they were just things he was kind of like tinkering with, because we know that he likes to tinker with songs. He plays little unreleased bits of things for Army all the time. And then he'll just delete it because he's like, nope, that's terrible. That's terrible. We're like, what are you doing? We wanted that. Give it back. And he's like, no, it's awful. It's awful. We can't relate to that at all.
I fixed the anchor link.
Oh, nice.
Good job.
There you go.
Sorry.
We believed in you.
So yeah, so that happened. And, given that he knew he was enlisting in the military later that year, he probably could have just said, oh, well, fuck, I'm not going to be able to put out a solo album this year because there goes all of my plans for my album. Again, we don't know for sure that this music was intended for his album, but I mean, it's safe to think that perhaps some of that, he said he'd been working on music for a while. So it's safe to assume that perhaps some of that may have been meant for it. But one way or another, it would shake anybody up to have that kind of violation happen. And so he could have said, you know what, guys, I'm going to release an album when I come back from the military, like Jin did, and work on other things, before he left. But instead, he decided to pivot. And he came up with a new plan. And he decided that he would create a theme for his album, something that like really represented him and what he wanted to show to Army. And he would collect songs. He would receive songs from other songwriters that he felt perfectly fit that theme, so that he could still produce a well-made album to give to Army before he left for the military. And that's what he did. And that's how we got Layover. So that's kind of bringing us into our topic tonight about when you are faced with something like that really sets you back or knocks you off your path. Like, how do we as it says here, when your plans become dust, how do you recover from that and be able to pivot to something else? And what does it mean to be resilient? And how can we do that even in the face of hardship? So,
yeah. Well, and I think I just wanted to say too that I think we all would agree that when it comes to resilience, BTS has been tested many times over their career, and that they have had to overcome some obstacles that who knows, how what it took behind the scenes, but I'm sure it took a lot behind the scenes to be able to then come back out, because just think about it, like they are so public, millions and millions of people know who they are and love them and would recognize them by just an ear out in public, even if they had a hat and a mask and sunglasses on. Somebody go, look at that ear, that's the bend that Yoongi has in his ear, that's Yoongi. So like they're so public facing. But a lot of this stuff, when your plans have to change, you got to deal with a lot of that, like emotionally. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes into that. So I don't know. I think BTS is a perfect representation of that. And also how to stay with your grace when that kind of stuff happens, because there's a saying like, there's a meme that says something like I'll get over it, but first I just got to be dramatic. Like I can totally imagine behind the scenes having to
sometimes you got to let yourself wallow for a few minutes.
You do. Like you got to kick and scream and even shake fist at universe and say, why? Not fair.
That gif that Katie likes to use from The Simpsons, old man yells at cloud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shake
I'm
stick
gonna get
at
over
sky.
it, but
yeah. So that I see somebody put the definition there of resilience: the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties, toughness.
And before you even move on to resilience, though, I really like your point, Christina, though, of like, give yourself the grace to live in what's happening to you for a little bit and really process it, because I think it's important, because it's hard to move on if you try to brush it under the rug. If you minimalize the importance of something that has happened to you, I think that's almost as bad as over dramatizing or letting it consume you. So you have to, it's important, I think, to let yourself do that.
Yeah. I think to that point too is, it doesn't matter what it is you lose when your plan becomes dust. It's still loss.
Yeah.
And you are still going to go through a grieving process. And one of the things that I think a lot of people fall into is this trap of trying to convince themselves or believing that, well, it's not, or being told sometimes. It's not even your belief, you're being told. Well, it's not as bad as XYZ. At least you don't ABC. For an example, my mother, who passed away last year, had late stage Parkinson's. And she was in a very severe car accident in which my niece had died, that had left her drastically disabled. And that disability masked the onset of her Parkinson's. So we didn't catch the Parkinson's till it was severely late stage. Okay. People looked her dead ass in the eye and told her, well, at least you don't have cancer. You should be thankful for that. Or at least you don't have this other thing. And the audacity of some people to diminish another person's grief process, because then it stunts that person's grief process. She had to then go through the process of, well, it could be worse, and maybe I should just get up, or maybe I should just get over it, or maybe this, or maybe that, at least it's not whatever, and you have to go through that grief process to come out in healing on the other side. And so if you diminish your grief and try to act like it's not what it is because it could be worse. Well, not for you. And therein lies the answer.
Not for you.
At that moment in your life, it is not worse for you.
Yeah.
This is your worst right now in your life. And maybe someday down the road, you'll have something that's worse than that, and that will become your new worst. Or maybe you'll never experience something that bad ever again. The thing is how you go through that process in the moment you're going through it that dictates how you will go through future grief processes in the future and how quickly you will be bouncing back, how you will become resilient or recover from a setback when your plans just go to heck, you know. And so it's important to understand that you have to go through that grief process, whether it's a human loss, a physical loss, a financial loss. You lost your album, you lost your songs, you lost something you've worked on for many years, you've lost your dreams, you lost your, you didn't get into the college you wanted. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to go through that grief process, and that grief process will teach you how to become a resilient person. People are not born resilient. You were not born resilient. You have to go through these processes to become a resilient person. And I think that is something that a lot of us need to understand when we face those difficulties and those challenges.
Yeah. I think that's great, Doc. I think that's a really good point. And I also like how with you all, like you don't know sometimes if somebody's stressing over something small, you don't realize that could just be the tip of everything else that's been happening, right? And so before you say like, so you dropped your pizza on the ground, like, why is that such a big deal? Before you think about it that way, it's like, normally people have been dealing with all these little things too, and it kind of accumulates until there's the one thing that happens that doesn't seem like a really big deal, but because you haven't been dealing with it, like you said, Doc, or maybe just everything, the timing of everything is all at once, which doesn't that happen to everybody? One bad thing happens and sometimes it's like, well, wait for 5 other bad things to happen because that's how it works right now.
My best friend of 20 years, her mom, who's from New York, she has a very strong accent. She says it comes in threes. It comes in threes, Colleen, every time. So every time something bad happens, she's like, just wait for the other two. And it always does, by the way.
Yeah. But that's why I think we work so well together, because, if somebody says, I had a bad day, I did this and this happened or whatever, it's not, well, it could be worse, or it'll be all right. It's like, oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry. Like that.
Yeah.
That's annoying as hell.
And to be honest, if you're not the one going through the grief process, if you're just like a friend of somebody who experienced something life altering,
right?
What Christina just said is the absolute best approach you can have as a friend. Just be their ear. Let them talk. Don't tell them they need to get over it. They're taking too long. You don't dictate their speed of grief. Nobody should dictate your speed of grief. But having that ear to just let you vent speeds up the healing process a drastic amount.
I like that. I like that. And I like when any of you guys come in there and just like, I just need to rant for a minute. And I'm like, the floor is yours. You have the conch. Go ahead. Yell whatever you want to say. There's no judgment. Just say what it is. Because that it can be just so cathartic just to have somebody on the other end of the line just say whatever it is that you need to say. Sorry, go ahead. No. I was just,
To be clear, so when Christina read out the definition, the capacity to withstand or to recover quickly from difficulties and toughness, quickly is relative, of course, because it's not going to happen super fast for everybody when you're going through stuff. To be clear, we are all, we've mentioned it before, we are all 6 of us going through various things right now. Apart in our personal lives, apart from the project, and they're all very different things. but they're all equally like life altering. And so we genuinely every day there's like little, like yesterday Katie was just like, hey, wellness check, please shout if you're alive.
I missed it, so I hope you guys didn't think I wasn't.
You were posting on TikTok, so I was like, she's
yeah,
alive.
we knew you were alive because you were we saw you on the social media, so we were like, okay, that's good.
Kate's just like, just if everybody could just check in and let it, just if you're alive.
Everybody give a sign of life. Raise your hand. All right, great.
Sign of life.
Back.
Bueller.
How are you hanging
Bueller.
on? How is everybody that, remember that poster that we all had in our bedroom when we were kids, the kitten?
No.
That was like on the rope and it was like, hang in there.
I had an OB who had that on the ceiling above the exam table.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I was like, what is wrong with you?
Everybody had that poster somewhere in their lives, that kitten that said, hang in there. With its legs.
It was a popular school library poster.
Yes. You'd get it at the book club fair.
Well, Ruben's in the comments going, raise your hand if you've been a personal victim of Katie's wellness checks. Look, I have a lot of ducklings, okay? I've got to make sure all the ducklings are present and accounted for.
Listen, we're all guilty of it sometimes. It's not just Katie. The rest of us check in too, but she's usually the first one that's just like, hey, are you breathing? Are you alive? What's going on? Hey.
Breathe on the spoon.
Well, and
I'm not
go ahead, Doc.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm usually pretty good at making sure people are alive. But also I have time blindness. And therefore, I may not know if it has been 7 days since we last heard from somebody or if it was 2 hours ago. And so I really like having somebody like Katie in my life. Or like we have a group chat with all the staff at my clinic. And every now and then, like not usually me, somebody not time blind will be like, hey, is everybody still alive? Are we all doing good in here?
It's good.
Through the weekend.
Well,
it's good.
Is everybody good? I appreciate that.
I have a highly attuned sense of it's too quiet in here.
She does. Yeah.
Bad things are happening. So like when I'm like, it's too quiet in here. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
I'm not great. I'm not asking for great. I'm just asking for okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And the point of that is that you can't, everybody can have a well of personal strength. So it is possible for somebody to be resilient and get back up on their feet and have the self-motivation to do that. It is possible, but it's much easier when you have a community of people around you. And I am very guilty of isolating, and when I am in a bad spot, isolating and not wanting to burden other people or think that I'm burdening other people. And I still do it sometimes, and so this project, this community, these ladies and all the other people in our community, like the friends that I've made, have helped me do it less. And so it's having a community of people around you who can help you remember why it's important to get back up on your feet is a big part of resilience, I think. And I imagine that's certainly true for BTS.
I mean,
having each other.
I mean, they say, thank goodness we are 7. Thank goodness. Like that's I think about that all the time.
I left admin a sappy little voice note the other day saying, thank goodness we're 6, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. Because
she did. It was very sappy, but it was very sweet.
It's fine.
It was postnatal hormones slightly talking.
Like I said, I haven't cried in days, guys. It's been fine.
But yeah, it has been 1 day since crying incident.
No, it's been probably a good 4 or 5 days. Like I'm doing great, man.
All right.
Look at you winning.
Doing great.
Well, I was gonna say, like, this postpartum experience is very different than my last one. My last one, you guys know, my older child was a NICU baby. She was in the NICU for 5 weeks, so like I was crying every day for various reasons. But this one's, we got a take-home baby this time, so that made things a lot
Emily
easier.
said,
fresh one's doing way better than the stale one did.
The fresh one's good.
Stale one turned out okay. We'll keep her. But I was gonna say,
she's pretty cute. She's pretty cute.
She's a little crispy, but we'll keep her.
No, I was gonna say having the community really during that time of my life, I can't tell you how many times I just thought I can't do this anymore. I can't keep putting one foot in front of the other. My mom was like, yes, you can. Get in the fucking car. We're going back to the NICU. Like, we're doing this. So having somebody just to sit there, even if you don't even talk, sometimes just having somebody sit there helps you be more resilient.
Yeah.
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 And they may not even be able to offer solutions.
No.
You know?
Yeah, but
I mean,
just them being there can oftentimes create the solution, because many of us are external processors. You may not know you're an external processor, but many people are. And so you can't truly process the solution unless you are doing it out loud. And in many, many situations, just that person to sit there silently and just be there is the ultimate solution to the problem.
That's why I lurk. I'm like, I'm here.
So yeah,
Christy's like, I'm just offering silent support. It's not
like,
all right,
I'm your ultimate solution, guys. I'm your ultimate solution. I'm just lurking here.
Always.
Here. Just tell me what you need.
I'm lurking for your mental health.
Lurking for your mental health is an excellent t-shirt idea.
We need that on our t-shirt.
We do need that on our t-shirt.
Welcome.
You're welcome. There we go. Write that down.
She's like, I'm gonna write this down.
No, so I know we're almost getting right out of time, but I wanted to share, growing up, this idea of resilience. Growing up in the Midwest, I didn't know the word resilience, but I definitely knew the word grit in the Midwest. And I remember growing up, adults saying things like, you only lose if you stay down. You get knocked down, just don't stay there. Or any day is a good one as long as you're above ground, like that kind of like Midwestern, just like take your lumps and just come back from it. And so I feel like there's other sayings from other parts of the world, and if we had time, if anybody has some good resilience quotes or grit things about grit that they remember, from their part of the world, put them in the comments.
Yeah.
Who else has got some sayings like that? I feel like that's definitely not just a Midwest thing.
Yeah, see, I don't have Midwestisms. I have Southernisms.
In the southern, there's the pull up your britches.
Yeah.
Or put on your big girl panties.
Your big girl panties and deal.
Big girl panties.
Yeah.
Strap on your boots.
Yeah.
There we go. Emily, walk it off.
Walk it off. Are you bleeding? No, walk it off.
Oh, Paulina, sana colita de rana. That's it's just basically like frog's knees. Everything's gonna be okay. Frog's knees. Yeah, colita de rana.
All right, sure.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
But yeah, I think that's a cowboy up. I like that. I think it's true to say you can't always pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Sometimes you can't, and that's okay. And I was just saying to somebody else, it's so hard sometimes to ask for the help, even when you need it. It's so hard to take care of yourself sometimes when other people need things. So
rub dirt on it, Angela. Rub some dirt on it.
It's a good one, but that one implies that you shouldn't be having feelings. I mean, we say it jokingly,
right. But I think it's important because growing up, that way, those sayings stick with you. But was it emotionally the most healthy thing to tell a kid?
No.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah.
I mean,
we can joke about it now. I mean, I like one foot in front of the other. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Love to learn. We talk all the time about how if we didn't have our trauma, we wouldn't be funny.
No,
this is true. This is true.
If we didn't have trauma, we wouldn't be funny.
I mean, if Yogi didn't have trauma, he wouldn't have the songs he had. I mean,
exactly.
You turn him for good, but it sucks in the moment.
I love My Big Fat Greek Wedding, and I quote it all the time, and no one cares.
Just spray window. I care deeply. Okay?
I care.
I can't tell
it's
you.
Okay. I can make lamb.
I can't tell you how many times I feel like that old man being like, tell me anything, and I make it about BTS.
Yes.
Give me any name.
Give
me any word, and I tell you about how it's
Windex will fix it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think for me, so on the sayings, it wasn't so much of a suck it up kind of saying. It was probably the most helpful advice I ever got in life. One of my mom's favorite phrases was some of something is better than all of nothing.
Yep. She said that to me last week.
Some of something's better than all of nothing. If you can only do part of what you wanted to do, it's better than none. If you can only make part of the income you wanted to make, it's more than zero. Yeah. Some of something is better than all of nothing. And that has gotten me out of the depths more often than any other phrase in my life.
That's kind of like people when they say just start it. Yeah, don't overthink it. Just start
every shot you don't take.
Yeah.
Katie, I don't remember if this was today or yesterday, but Katie said, I really want to fold laundry, but I've been overdoing it. I was like, you can fold the laundry. You can sit there and fold the laundry, but you better have somebody else who didn't have abdominal surgery bring it to you and then take it away. And she said, okay, that's fair.
Right.
So it's just some of something is better than
did the laundry get put away?
Nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. And then also like Namjoon said has said several times, better done than perfect. So that follows, with the just start something, better done than perfect. Like if you, if you really need to get somewhere, like if you're really aiming for a goal, but you're holding yourself back because you're like, I'm not ready for it. Like if you're still sitting in that, this didn't work out the way that I thought it was going to, and you're having a hard time like pivoting and moving in that new direction that you need to, and I'm talking to myself right now too, for sure, then, just remember, better done than perfect. We don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to work out perfectly, but as long as we like work towards moving forward and find some way to move forward in a better direction with the people around us, then I think that's all we can ask for, right?
Yeah.
But what if he flips it?
Yes. But what if he flings it?
My version of
what if he flings it
was
then he flings it, right stuff.
Yep.
Don't let great be the enemy of good. And I think it reminds me of Yoongi talking about sometimes songs he would say like, I'm not sure, and he'd be like, just release it. Just put it out, or the album, just release it, just get it out, put it out there. So I think that's a good lesson that they've taught us.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it is 6:30.
Yep.
For me.
For you.
For me.
It's 8:30 here.
That's a great thing, a point to end on. So
agree.
Time for our reminder.
Reminders for those of you that are in the Discord channel, in our streaming, charting, voting channel. We love you. We appreciate you for everything that you share to help us stream, chart, and vote for the 7. We try to keep our goals current. We get them from all over the place, from Twitter, from all the other social medias, Instagram, everything. We have voting guides. We celebrate charting victories for the guys. So it's a really good channel. So please come and join on the Discord and help us with that. And I usually take the current goals and put them on the website as well, so that we can all kind of keep track of those. So thank you to everybody who does that for us in the channel.
Yes.
Katie.
Yes. Sorry, I was filled with rage for a moment, unrelated to anything happening here. Just so you know, I got a message from my husband during this live that goes, "How much would you kill me if I do this?" I don't know what it is yet.
Don't know what it is yet.
Fun.
I don't know what it is.
You're like,
that's fun.
90%. I don't even know what it is, but we're at like 85-90%.
Anyway, if you enjoy what we do here and you want to hang out with us and our community more, come join our Discord. You can find the link to join our Discord at ap529.com/links, which is also pinned in the chat. And then one of the big things we do in Discord, besides just chit-chatting and sharing pictures and videos all day long and sometimes all night long. We do watch parties. Our flagship watch party is hosted by Quince on Thursday evenings at 8:30. She goes through the blog content each week. We also have a Europe version of that on Wednesday afternoon U.S. time, Wednesday evening European time. So, yeah, and we have a watch party, if not every day of the week, almost every day of the week at this point, for something, for BTS content, for Renjin, for some of their variety show stuff, for some of their reality show stuff. So come hang out. We can't do it on any other platform, which is why we have Discord. So, yeah, we'd love to see you there.
Yes. So I mentioned, we talked about the blog earlier today. We're in week 67. Tomorrow, week 68 will come out, our last week of Taperoll. And it is going to talk about Taeyoung in about the year and a half before he went into the military and everything that's been released since then. So we're going to cover basically him up from late 2022 all the way up until now. And I know that we already did layover. I skipped around in time. Shut up.
Fight me.
Fight me. Writer's prerogative. But week 68 will come out tomorrow. And it is called Got Me Stuck in My Feelings.
Nice.
As he often does.
Man, he's good at that. I can already tell from the title you're gonna make us cry next week. It's fine.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I know what songs are on the list.
That's for sure.
I'm just saying. All right. As we mentioned at the beginning of the live, we go live twice a week. Today was our Sunday deep dive over here on YouTube. On Wednesday, we will be going live at 9 Eastern, 8 Central on TikTok. Our TikTok handle is Army Project 529, as it is on every last one of the social media apps we're on. Army Project 529. Join us over there for our midweek tea, where we will bring you member news from the week, anything that they did throughout the week, and we're going to talk about any shenanigans that took place on Kim Namjoon's internet. So it's a lot of fun, and you're going to want to come and join us for that.
Nice.
Next.
Oh, man.
I can't believe we've come to the end.
Good stuff. I know. I feel like that went by really, really fast.
Monday nights are fast, man.
I know. So all the comments, very, very sweet. Thank you.
Yes.
Someone said this is better than I expect. That's really sweet. This is more than I could have imagined. Monica, thank you. That's really sweet.
Oh, thank you.
That's I know.
Don't
that's
make
really
us feel
nice.
feelings.
I know.
But we thank you.
We appreciate you. So yeah, everybody take care of yourselves, and ticketing is coming soon.
Yeah, if you're trying for tickets on Tuesday, we wish you well. We manifest tickets for all that are trying to get them. But do keep in mind, as we just learned from Hobie, that likely if you don't score in the pre-sale, you will probably have opportunities to do so after. But good luck to everyone trying for tickets.
Yes, absolutely.
We hold space for everybody. And thank you guys for coming to join us, as always.
Yep.
We love you very much.
Love you. Bye.
We're so appreciative of you. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Take care.